Greetings, magnificent, beautiful, precious spirit soul that you are. Yeah, my topic. Own yourself. You don't belong to anybody else, anyone else either. In a sense, and yet we do. There is this Sanskrit term called mamatva. Mamatva. M-A-M-A-T-V-A. That means you are mine and I am yours. That's how I experience the divine. You know, we used to call God, well, we know all the thingy God stuff out there. But our source, our partner, our beloved. I call my beloved. And Mamatva is, the divine is mine, and I belong to the divine. It is the ultimate love relationship. Beloved and the lover. And when we're really, as we're working for that, you see, allowing ourselves to experience more always of who we are, not more out there. See, the more thing is instilled in everybody. Like even when you say goodbye to someone, buying is also shopping. So this is how the subconscious is set up to make all these similar things, in a sense, mean the same, because then we give value to the words, the letters, the sounds, the numbers. And that creates the electronic grid then, a magnetic grid that then produces what we would call this outer reality. And so it's really, in a sense, it's our subtle body. That means the mind, the intelligence, and the false ego, that apparatus, basically. You might say it was just like an app you just person added, like it was an add-on that we don't need. It isn't who we are, but it's the control thing. Everybody says they're afraid of the chip, and of course, but we already have these add-ons, you see, and it could be, it's really just concepts and ideas and beliefs. So when you own yourself, you also own the divine, and the divine owns you. So what is it? It's that we are always individuals and also the collective, you see. So that we're individually choosing where we're going to focus, on the outer or the inner. And the word interest. And here's interest is also what's charged on what we would call fiat money. It would be what the debt would be is what the so-called the loan on the of the coins and paper that you got to pay rent on, and that becomes the debt. Of course, it never can be paid because that's not the way it works. So what happens is interest then is something that you get money from, but also interest is an interrest. That means you are not trusting your own inner self. You're resting because your focus is on the outer, of getting more. When you really want more of who you are, but we have been taught to believe you get more of who you are by getting more of what it is, and more of stuff is, and more of all of this, when that depletes us, because we are, first of all, believing there's something wrong with us, that we're not good enough, that there is never enough, that you're born, that you die, and all these are concepts that have been methodically programmed into us, that we've used to program other people, that we have believed is true, that we keep working at it. And the real key here is when you own yourself, you realize that it's up to you. And when you're inquisitive, and that means you want to know within, you want to know and be, you don't just settle for what you're being told by others, what other people are telling you that you can't even prove one way or another, and then you're tested on to see if you know that, when how would you know it if you didn't experience it? And even when we experience something, we're also could be tainting that with all of our opinions and judgments of something else. So the key is, when you give yourself to others as it's their responsibility to take care of you, what we're also doing is abdicating our crown. And as our crown chakra, you see, or you might call it that or whatever, it's the pineal gland of the body. And when we really acknowledge the magnificence of these bodies, and that these, what would you say, it isn't up to someone else that's going to keep you healthy. It isn't up to somebody else who's going to do it for you. It is because when we do that, we abdicate our crown. We give up our divine royal state of who we really are. So when you own yourself, that can be scary. Because your choices are going to reflect in what comes. That's the way it is. And we're where we are because of our choices, but also beyond that, because of the divine. So, Mamatva, you are mine and I am yours. And to help us stop hating and being afraid of each other, because we've been taught to be that. Not, you trust yourself and be who you are, you see. Because you own yourself and you own the divine. That's called love. Yeah. And power.